Before we get started, Allison, you know what we're doing? You okay? You sure? Okay. Ask questions if you're not. So we should be good to go. I think we're all set. Let's begin the 7 o'clock for February 23rd, 2016. Can you believe February's almost gone? Holy
yes.
Cow. And then soon it'll be summer and you won't have school and you won't have anything to do. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I'll go fishing with my fishing wheeled reels.
Hey, break out those fishing questions again. Yeah, those went over so well. All right, you got names. You're doing the rest of those. Let me do the open. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Academic Challenge on WSJM. I'm Ray Gustafson, your host and moderator. Today we're featuring teams from South Haven and New Buffalo. WSJM's Academic Challenge features scholastic competition involving high schools from around Southwest Michigan. Academic Challenge is sponsored on WSJM by Berrien Springs Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Lakeshore Public Schools, and the Cook Nuclear Plant. Let's meet our teams. We'll head over to New Buffalo first and introduce yourself, what grade you are in, and tell me your favorite subject at school.
My name is Danny. I'm a senior. My favorite subject is music, if that counts.
It does.
I'm Isaiah. I'm a senior. My favorite subject is social studies.
Hi, my name is Blake. I'm a freshman and my favorite subject is physical education.
We call it gym.
My name is Max. I'm a freshman and my favorite subject is history.
All right, over to South Haven. Welcome. Tell us the information.
I'm Isa. I'm a senior and my favorite subject is history.
I'm Josh. I'm a sophomore and my favorite subject is history.
There you go.
I'm Allison, and I'm a sophomore. My favorite subject is
Science, good.
My name's Alexis, and my favorite subject is music.
Absolutely. I like music as well. Allison's a newbie here on the Academic Challenge. Never been here before, so welcome to Allison, and we'll have some fun tonight. And Lewis brought the tough questions, so make sure you buzz in on those, Allison, for the tough questions. Basic rules: during the first and second halves, we'll announce the value of each question before it's asked. When you press your button, wait for me to recognize you before you answer. No consultation allowed except during the 60-second round. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Again, my name is Ray Gustafson, your scorekeeper and judge. Lewis is here to read the questions. How you doing, Lewis?
I'm good.
Fantastic. You ready to go, sir?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Boy, that's enthusiasm. I think teams, I think you can probably give a little more enthusiasm than that. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. That's the best one we've had for a few weeks. I like it. All right. Hands on the buzzers. Get ready to go. We'll begin the Academic Challenge.
All right. For 5 points, subtract 1 minute, 35 seconds from 4 minutes, 20 seconds.
And we're going to have him repeat that because it's a math question.
What's the remainder? Subtract 1 minute and 35 seconds from 4 minutes, 20 seconds. What's the remainder?
Max, New Buffalo.
Would be negative 3 minutes, 15 seconds.
Incorrect.
St. Joe and Berrien Springs, Sports Radio, 1400 WSJM.
Allison, South Haven.
2 minutes, 55 seconds.
Incorrect.
Ooh, so close.
So close. 2 minutes, 45 seconds.
Yeah. Boy, we hear a few groans on that one.
For 10 points.
We need a refresher on math. It kind of looks like. Okay.
For 10 points.
Here we go.
What 2 newspapers first published the Pentagon Papers?
I have to list them both?
You have to list them both.
Man. Danny from New Buffalo.
The Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post.
Incorrect.
We have Isa from South Haven.
The New York Times and the Washington Post.
That's correct.
That is correct.
For 10 points.
For 10 points. Nice.
Okay. Lost where I was for a second.
All right,
for 5 points.
Here we go.
For 5 points, the Gallic Wars were a significant step in the life of one of the great rulers of history. What was his name?
Elevate your finances and take your financial future to a new level with United Federal Credit Union. United's money.
We have Isa from South Haven.
Julius Caesar.
That's correct for 5 points.
Nice.
Another one for 5 points, and it's a math question.
Get your pencils.
A man wants to grow a tree very quickly. He buys some special tree seeds that double in height every day. On the 10th day, the tree is 20 feet high. On what day was it 5 feet high?
So on the 10th day, the tree was 20 feet high. On what day was it 5 feet? Isa, South Haven.
The 8th day.
That's correct for 5 points. For 10 points, in vertebrates, it's called the integument and consists of the outer epidermis and the underlying dermis that contains blood vessels, nerves, and pigment. What's the common name for this layer?
Danny, New Buffalo.
Skin.
That's correct for 10 points. For 15 points, departure is the name given to the distance measured along a line of latitude between any two lines of longitude. Where is the departure zero?
Isa, South Haven.
The prime meridian.
Incorrect.
Blake, New Buffalo.
The equator.
Incorrect. It's at the poles. For 5 points, this long, narrow lake, named for a French explorer, forms the border between Vermont and New York State.
We have Isaiah from New Buffalo.
Lake Erie.
Incorrect.
Go ahead and finish the question. Yep.
It was the scene of important battles in the Revolution. What's its name?
South Haven, I'll give you 10 seconds. Isa, South Haven.
Lake Champlain.
That's correct for 5 points.
All right. Just a reminder, no consultation except for the 60-second round, please. So.
For 5 points, Thomas Gage was an English general. During what war?
If you want a real hometown service for your grocery shopping, then stop in a Harding's Friendly Market. This is
Danny, New Buffalo.
The American Revolution.
That's correct for 5 points. For 5 points, how do you spell controversial?
Max, New Buffalo.
Controversial. CONTROVERSIAL.
That's correct for 5 points.
Nice job.
For 20 points, complete the historical relationship. The Miltiades was to Marathon, as Leonidas was to what famous battle?
Southwest Michigan sports leader. Shamrocks tonight on Sports Radio 1400. Berrien Springs in the road green uniform. St. Joe in the home white, and we are ready.
The answer is the Thermopylae battle. Both led Greek forces against the Parisians.
Is that what you had, Blake? Is that what you were
Yes.
thinking? He's sitting there scratching his head if you're watching the video on YouTube.
For 15 points, write down these numbers.
Okay.
5,
5,
17,
17,
19,
19,
37,
37,
39,
39,
46,
46,
66.
66. Okay.
The idea is to reach a total of 100, using as few numbers as possible from these I've just given you. Which numbers will you select?
We'll give you a few extra seconds on this one.
Take that back, Doug Clark. The three-point jumper is good. Clark, his first bucket, it's a three-pointer, and Berrien Springs takes the early 3-0 lead.
Isa, South Haven.
5, 19, and 66.
That's incorrect.
Blake, New Buffalo.
37, 46, and 17.
That's correct for 15 points. For 10 points, if you were a pupil of Rembrandt, in what century would you be living?
Blake, New Buffalo.
The 13th century.
Incorrect.
Isa, South Haven.
The 19th.
Incorrect. The 17th century.
13.
For 10 points, for what episode in American history was the following comment and description? So sudden is it all, and so like a flash of unreal fancy, that but for the flake of white foam left quivering and perishing on a mail sack after a vision had flashed by and disappeared. We might have doubted whether we had seen any actual horse and man at all.
So, for what episode in American history was the
Following comment a description?
Okay, got it. Isaiah, New Buffalo.
Valley Forge.
Incorrect.
Isa, South Haven.
Revolutionary.
That's incorrect. It was the Pony Express.
About 2 minutes left.
For 20 points, the words to which Mozart's opera were written by a one-time New Jersey storekeeper, Lorenzo Ponte.
6:09 to play in the first quarter. Berrien Springs 8, St. Joe 2 on Sports Radio 1400 WSJM.
The lowest tire price, period.
What?
Isn't the only reason.
I know.
What's the question?
The answer is Don Giovanni.
All right, let's move on.
It's like
Yeah.
For 15 points, France, England, and Spain sent troops to Mexico in 1862 because Mexico has suspended payments on its foreign debts. The United States declared the invasion of Mexico a violation of the Monroe Doctrine. However, what prevented the United States from taking immediate action during the invasion?
After the St. Joe timeout, 6:09 to go first quarter. Berrien Springs 8, St. Joe 2.
Blake from New Buffalo.
Bribes?
Right.
That's incorrect.
Good guess. Isa, South Haven.
isolationist policies.
Incorrect.
It was.
The war between the states.
All right.
All right, for 10 points, in a medical experiment, 3/7 of the monkeys have been given the drug, while 28 have not.
Say it one more time. In medical
In a
experiment.
medical experiment,
Yeah.
3/7 of the monkeys have been given the drug, while 28 have not.
Okay.
How many total monkeys are there in the experiment?
It's a 10-4 Berrien Springs lead. Evans, top of the key. He'll leave it off for Nichols. Drive the right side of the lane. Now back to Evans, left side for 3. Got it.
Couple extra seconds on this one, too.
Three-pointer of the night. He's got 6 points. It's a 9-point Berrien Springs lead, 13-4. 5.5 to go in the first quarter.
We have Josh from South Haven.
98.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo. I'll give you a chance.
Goes right side to Riddell. Looks to work off the screen. Brings it to the right wing.
Blake from New Buffalo.
144.
Incorrect. The number is 49. There are 49 monkeys.
All right.
It was increments.
Well, that's the end of the first half of today's academic challenge. We'll be back with the score in the 62nd round after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's great Southwest.
Sam Słabowski goes to the line to shoot 2 for St. Joe. Sam looking for his first point tonight. 9-point Berrien Springs lead, not quite halfway through the first quarter. First free throw for Słabowski, no good. One more coming up for the 6'4" senior. And the second free throw bounces out the back of the rim, no good. Jones up for the defensive rebound. Leave it off for Nichols. Back to Jones in the left wing. Along the baseline to Clark. Drives it in. Now back to Nichols. Loses it on the floor, and the loose ball picked up by St. Joe. Riddell will drive the lane, kick it right side. It's intercepted by Devin Nichols. Nichols quickly into the offensive end. Down low, Miller. Miller follow-away jumper on the box right side, no good. Hun the rebound for St. Joe. Michael quickly down the right side. Get it to Riddell. Right side of the lane, Słabowski. About 15 feet out. We'll get it back to Hun outside the arc in the right wing, and they'll bring it back out high, reset the offense. Shimalunas. Left side, you'll find Haynes. Ryan tries to drive the baseline. He's denied. Back to Shimalunas. Left wing. 3-point.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Academic Challenge on WSJM. At the end of the first half, the score is New Buffalo 35, South Haven 20. Now on to the 62nd round. Teams, you have 3 categories to choose from. We will give you 60 seconds to answer as many of the 10 questions as you can, each one worth 10 points. There will be a 20-point bonus if you can answer all 10 within the time limit. You are encouraged to consult with one another at this time, but the answers need to come from the team captains. After the minute's up, the opposing team will have a chance to answer any questions the first team couldn't answer. So, South Haven, you're trailing at the moment. You have first choice at one of the 3 categories, which are borders, detectives, and opera. No, opera. Opera, it is. Sorry. Isa, what are you choosing?
Borders.
Borders it is. Is there a setup for this one, Lewis, or
There
are we
is.
just going straight into it? Well, read the setup for me, would you?
All right, the borders. Tell me what river or lake forms at least part of the boundary between these pairs of states.
Got it? Say it one more time.
Tell me what river or lake forms at least part of the boundary between these pairs of states.
Okay, so make sure we're consulting with one another so we can hear you, and we got 60 seconds on the timer. The 60 seconds will start as soon as you finish reading the first one.
Virginia and Maryland.
Potomac.
That's correct. Arizona and Nevada.
Haynes. Ryan will leave it off
Colorado River.
That's correct. Washington, Oregon.
Columbia.
That's correct. Maryland, West Virginia.
Chesapeake.
Incorrect. Ohio, Kentucky.
Stony River.
Incorrect. West Virginia, Ohio.
Pass.
Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
Pass.
Arkansas, Texas.
Rio Grande.
Incorrect. Alabama, Georgia.
Mississippi.
Incorrect. New Hampshire and Vermont.
Go ahead and answer. Go ahead and try it if you want.
Champlain River.
Incorrect.
Okay, so they got 3.
I got 3.
3 it is. So New Buffalo, that means there are 7 out there for you to try to steal away and grab the 70 points. Danny, if your team's ready, we'll put 60 seconds back on that timer. Lewis, read the setup on this one for me before we go again.
All right. Tell me what river or lakes form at least part of the boundary between these pairs of states.
Okay, 60 seconds on the timer. Here we go.
Maryland and West Virginia.
Pass.
What is it?
The Potomac River or North Branch River.
Okay, next.
Ohio and Kentucky River.
The Ohio River.
That's correct. West Virginia and Ohio.
The Ohio River.
That's correct. Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Pass.
And is?
The Delaware River.
Okay, next.
Arkansas and Texas.
You can say them out loud.
Mississippi.
That's incorrect.
It is.
The Red River.
Red River, yep.
Alabama and Georgia.
Georgia River.
That's incorrect. The Chattahoochee River.
Yeah, that's
or the Lake Goat Rock or Lake Harding or West Point Lake.
And the last one?
And New Hampshire and Vermont.
Delaware River.
That's incorrect.
It is.
The Connecticut River.
So they got 2?
They got 2.
So you picked up 20 points. All right, we're going to switch over.
Is that at
So
the beginning?
we'll adjust the we'll adjust the scores here and everything when we get to the finish up the 60-second round. Yep, I see. I think I got an error on one of the scores, so we'll get it fixed up. So let's move on with the other side of the 60-second round. So that means that New Buffalo, we have 2 remaining categories. We have detectives or opera. Which one would you like there, Danny?
Opera.
Opera it is. Lewis, is there a setup on that one?
Sure.
Is there a setup on this one?
There is.
Okay, go ahead and read the setup, please.
Identify these well-known operas.
Oh, well known.
All right, well-known operas, 60 seconds on the timer, and here we go.
Bizet's opera about a gypsy girl who is eventually stabbed to death.
Pass.
The Gounod work in which an aging philosopher sells his soul in return for youth.
Pass.
The Puccini opera in which an American naval officer marries a young geisha girl.
Pass.
The Rossini opera in which Figaro arranges a meeting between Count Almaviva and his love Rosina.
Pass.
A Mozart opera the title of which refers to an enchanted musical instrument.
Oh, the Magic Flute.
That's correct. The Verdi work based on a Shakespearean play about the Moor of Venice.
Pass.
All right, so I got 1.
They got 1.
South Haven, are you ready for famous operas? Read the setup for me one more time.
Identify these well-known operas.
Well-known operas. Isaac, your team ready to go? 60 seconds on that timer. Here we go. Go ahead.
Bizet's opera about a gypsy girl who is eventually stabbed to death.
Carmen.
That's correct. The Gounod work in which an aging philosopher sells his soul in return for youth.
Philosopher's Stone.
That's incorrect.
It is.
Faust.
Okay.
A Puccini opera in which an American naval officer marries a young geisha girl.
Pass.
That is.
Madame Butterfly.
Okay.
A Rossini opera in which Figaro arranges a meeting between Count Almaviva and his love Rosina.
Pass.
The what?
The Barber of Seville. The Verdi work based on a Shakespearean play about the Moor of Venice.
Count of Venice.
Incorrect.
It is.
Othello. The Leon Cavallo opera about a jealous husband, his faithless wife, and a tragic clown.
Pass.
I Pagliacci.
Okay.
The Gershwin opera featuring the songs I Got Plenty of Nuttin' and I Ain't Necessarily So.
Pass.
That is.
Porgy and Bess.
So they got one. All right. So they each got one in that one. So.
Yeah, we're still tied.
All right. Well, we will. That's the end of our 60-second round. We'll check the scores, conclude the game next here on WSJM. The news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Your home for Michigan sports. Catch all the games in your neighborhood bar and grill. Applebee's.
Sports Radio 1400 WSJM, Southwest Michigan sports leader.
After the Berrien Springs timeout, 28 seconds to go, first quarter. Berrien Springs 18, St. Joe 14. Shamrocks have the basketball. After the timeout, they'll inbound along the far side at midcourt. It'll come to Tyrese McIntyre. Bounce atop of the key to Nichols. Back to McIntyre in the high left wing. Double teamed inside the midcourt circle. Back right side, Nichols. Lob it down low to McIntyre. Into the paint, Atkinson. Loses it on the floor. Battle for it. Loose on the floor. Comes to St. Joe. 10 seconds to go. Double dribble as Bell was looking for the outlet pass. And double dribble with it. Turnover goes back to Berrien Springs with 8 seconds to go in the quarter. James Hafley going to go to the bench on the dead ball. Douglas Clark will check back into the lineup for the Shamrocks along with Bryce Evans. Evans will toss it in from the far side in the offensive end. He'll get it to Nichols. Nichols to the right wing, to the free throw line. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Right side, he'll get it to Clark for 3. That's off the mark, no good, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. We'll take a break. Score after 1 here at the Bear Den. Berrien Springs 18, St. Joe 14 on Sports Radio 1400 WSJM.
Are you looking for shirts and apparel for your group or event? Whether you are fundraising for your local sports team, trying to promote your business, or having a family get-together, Laser Graphics has you covered. Their talented art team can put together the ultimate design. Their print department can deliver with lightning speed. Laser Graphics, family-owned and operated since 1976.
Okay, let's do the second half. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
You all set, Liz? All right, guys, here we go with the second half in 3, 2, 1. And we're back on the Academic Challenge on WSJM. The score at the end of the 60-second round is tied. We're at 60 points for each team. So it's time to find out what's happening at each of our participating schools. We'll start with South Haven. Isa, tell us all the great things at South Haven.
Greetings from a very under construction South Haven Public Schools. The school is being transformed on a daily basis due to the construction project. We are very excited about the new building. Congratulations to Robert Behringer as our Van Buren Cass County Student Athlete of the Week after winning the Wrestling Conference Championship at 285 pounds. We would like to send our condolences to Mattawan High School on their recent loss. The high school will be wearing blue and gold tomorrow in honor of Tyler Smith. Thank you to our sponsors and WSJM for hosting this event.
Great. Over to New Buffalo. And Isaiah, you switched me up on here. I thought it was going to be Danny, but tell us what's going on. So we'll talk about the substitutions in a moment here.
Our drama program is busy preparing for our upcoming musical, which is The Little Mermaid. Our Envirothon team is working hard for a competition I believe they have coming up, and as well as our mock trial team. And our robotics team is working hard on their robot, and I believe they're going to 2 competitions next month in March. And congratulations to our Winterfest King and Queen, Mariah and Marcus Arts.
Fantastic. So who subbed in for New Buffalo now? Tell me who you are, because we haven't heard from you yet. So, oh yeah, do you need to look at your name to see what it is? Or you think you got it?
It's on the back.
All right, who are you?
I am Peter Brown, and I'm a sophomore.
And your favorite subject in school?
Math.
Who else switched out?
Christian Smith. I'm a senior, and probably biology.
Fantastic.
I'm Felix. I'm a sophomore. My favorite subject is world history.
Excellent. And welcome to the Academic Challenge. So, All right, let's head on to the second half of the academic challenge between New Buffalo and South Haven here on WSJM. Lewis, you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
All right, here we go.
For 20 points, this soft, ductile, silver yellowish metallic element has an atomic number of 59. It is a rare earth element. Its chemical symbol is PR. What element is it?
Public relations? No?
No.
Okay.
Praseodymium is the element.
Sure. I knew that. Next.
For 10 points, if something is esculent, it is edible, hollow, difficult to handle, or rotten.
Isa, South Haven?
Difficult to handle.
That's incorrect.
Felix from New Buffalo?
Rotten.
That's incorrect. It's edible.
Edible. Okay.
For 15 points, what does the bridegroom traditionally stomp on at a Jewish wedding?
Isaiah, New Buffalo.
Glass.
That's correct. For 15 points. For 5 points, what is the color of its sky at all times? And what is the weather like on the moon?
Isa, South Haven?
Black and cold.
Incorrect.
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 Isaiah from New Buffalo?
Black and windy.
Incorrect.
No wind.
No wind.
Nope, it would be
Black and no weather.
no weather whatsoever. All right, next question.
For 10 points, King Carol fled from his country and his angry subjects after he gave into German and Italian demands that he turned over a chunk of Transylvania to Hungary. Identify this country.
Christian, New Buffalo?
Belgium.
Incorrect.
Isa, South Haven?
Serbia.
Incorrect.
It is?
Romania.
Romania. And you have to say it with when you roll your
Romania.
R. You have to roll your R on that one. Okay.
For 15 points, the American Edward Teller is called the father of the hydrogen bomb, who is known as the Soviet father of the hydrogen bomb.
Peter, New Buffalo?
Robert Oppenheimer.
That's incorrect. Andrei Sakharov.
Next question.
That's an actual guy who made the original time.
For 10 points, opposed by Samuel Tilden, he did not know he had won the election until 56 hours before the inauguration. Name this president.
Felix, New Buffalo?
Andrew Jackson.
Incorrect.
Greg Blumgren is contesting that the St. Joe Bear player stepped into the lane after.
Right on the bell. Isa, I'll let you try. South Haven?
But he got an explanation and he's satisfied with
Cleveland.
Incorrect.
It is?
Hayes.
Hey! Okay. Here we go.
For 10 points.
Who doesn't know that?
In a standard deck of cards, how many red face cards are there?
Ooh, Peter from New Buffalo.
26.
Incorrect.
Isa, South Haven?
8.
Incorrect.
It is?
6.
Yeah.
6 it is.
King, queen.
Oh.
Somebody pulled out a deck of cards. All right.
For 15 points.
Next one, 15 points.
In addition to the president, what two officials must sign a bill for it to become a law?
Isa, South Haven?
Speaker of the House and the Speaker of the Senate or the Vice President. That's the same thing.
Incorrect. Or, I'm sorry, correct for 15 points.
Correct for 15. Good.
I was supposed to be.
For 20 points, who is John Galt? This question opens which of Ayn Rand's novels?
Felix, New Buffalo?
The Fountainhead.
That's incorrect. Atlas Shrugged. For 5 points, 4 American presidents have been assassinated. Which one has been called the patron saint of the Republican Party?
Isa, South Haven?
Abraham Lincoln.
That's correct for 5 points. For 10 points, What flying ace was the first man to wear a helmet in the Indy 500?
Pull-up jumper inside the free throw line, no good. Loose ball rebound to St. Joe. Hodge will leave it off for Riddell, and Isaac gets it up over the timeline.
Peter, New Buffalo.
Andrew Jefferson.
Incorrect.
Snoopy.
South Haven, I'll give you a chance. Isa, South Haven.
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. Game first or last.
Eddie Rickenbacker. All right, for 5 points.
Moving on.
What consists of 360 male and female voices and is based in Salt Lake City?
Felix, New Buffalo.
The Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
That's correct for 5 points. 5 points. It's a math question for 10 points.
Get your pencils ready. I'm going to have him repeat it twice, though.
What is the length of an arc of 144 degrees in a circle whose circumference is 60 inches?
Say it one more time.
What is the length of an arc of 144 degrees in a circle whose circumference is 60 inches?
Hey, your Applebee's bartender here. So a guy came in the other day wondering how we top our original all-in burgers. I tell him with eggs and hash browns. That's how. Plus onions and bacon seared right in.
Time's up.
The answer is 24 inches.
24 it is. So, I think we're going to change the rules, Lewis. I think I'll just call on people. What do you think? Instead of letting them buzz in? Put them on the spot? No? All right.
For 5 points, how do you spell inoculate?
Inoculate. Felix, New Buffalo.
INOCULATE.
That's correct for 5 points.
5 it is. About 2 minutes left, people.
For 15 points, when it was a colony of France, it was called Madagascar. What is it properly called today?
Isa, South Haven.
Isle of the Birds.
Incorrect.
Peter, New Buffalo.
Madagascar.
Incorrect. It's called the Malgazy Republic.
All right.
For 15 points, who was the man without a country?
They lead it by 1. Left side of the lane, Atkinson turns, lays it up off the glass, and they got it. Anthony Atkinson with his first points of the night. 28-20.
Philip Nolan.
He owes me money.
For 20 points, the world's most famous passion play is reenacted every 10 years at Omaramago in Germany. What event was celebrated by the original rendition of that play in 1633?
Basketball at the end of the first quarter. St. Joe leads Edwardsburg 16-4. Phil?
Isa, South Haven.
Crowning of a New King.
Incorrect.
Berrien the basketball, but a St. Joe steal. Scrambling from the right side, will lay it up and rolls out, no good. Loose ball rebound.
The end of the Black Death in Europe.
That's a perfect play.
For 15 points, Adams with 8, 20, 28, 50, 82, or 126 protons.
Stop right there and just say that so they can write those numbers down, would you?
The Adams with 8, 20,
20,
28,
28,
50,
50,
82.
82. We'll stop right there. Peter, you want to try it from New Buffalo?
Noble gases.
No.
Incorrect. Good. Let's go ahead and finish.
82 or 126 protons, neutrons, or both in their nucleus have greater than normal stability. Because of this strange property, these numbers have been given what name? Also associated with first place baseball teams near the end of the pennant race that haven't won a title yet.
So, South Haven, if you want to give it a try.
Berrien will inbound along the near sideline on the offensive end, right in front of the St. Joe bench. Devin Nichols.
Isa, South Haven.
Stable.
Incorrect.
That would be?
The magic number.
You know what? That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yep, that does it. That's the end of today's Academic Challenge match. We'll tabulate the scores, announce the winners after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Left side, leave it off for Ryan Haynes. Haynes, top of the key, scrambling. Right side, he finds Hunt. Michael will drive it in from there, lay it off the glass, rolls out, no good. Jones the rebound for Berrien. Leave it off for Nichols. Nichols, top of the key. Left side, Clark along the baseline. 18-foot jumper rolls out, no good. Atkinson the rebound for the Shamrocks. Leave it out high to Nichols. Shamrocks up by 1 with the basketball. Atkinson, corner right side.
3-2-1. We're back on WSJM's Academic Challenge to announce today's winner. Thank our sponsors. And the winners by a score of 85-90, the team from New Buffalo. Congratulations to both teams. And thanks for joining us on WSJM's Academic Challenge, brought to you by the Lakeshore Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Berrien Springs Public Schools, and the Cook Nuclear Plant. Join us again next week as we have a makeup game because of the weather, so we'll announce those two teams next week, and they will go head-to-head on Academic Challenge.
Jones for 3, off the back of the rim, no good. Hun the defensive rebound for St. Joe to Riddell. Isaac quickly down the right side. He's picked up by McIntyre defensively. Along the baseline, get it to